Hello, and welcome back to Same Divine Soup. I'm Lovey Lovage, and this is part two of the Twin Flame segment. And the reason I'm doing a part two is because I was under the assumption that my audience knew the true dynamics of twin flame. I mean, on a spiritual level. This is a spiritual channel, and we don't ever talk about anything in the reality world. Some people call it 3D or whatever. It's just reality here, okay? Because it's many dimensions in spirituality, so there's no point in me going there. So when I'm talking about twin flames, I'll let you know when I'm talking about in reality and in spirituality. But what this person did not understand is that spirituality is reality. Whatever you do in the spiritual realm, it eventually shows up in reality. If someone, let's say for instance, if it was meant to be, then it will show up in reality. Now, if you're doing something and you don't have any business doing it, then it probably won't show up in reality, because that's not, you have overstepped your purview or your authority or your permission slip or whatever you call it, okay? It's not going to happen because it's not for you. So I'm going to show you the twin flame dynamic, but I want to say this first so that you all will understand that everything is spiritual. So when you hear people say everything is spiritual, that is true. So if you go to a reader and they said, oh, he's seeing someone else, that's not in reality. That's only what in his heart he's doing, in his emotions he's doing, and in his or her mind is what's happening. Now, all that's spirituality. So usually the way a man thinketh is the way it is. The way a man thinketh is usually what happens in this reality. So that's why when people do rituals of black magic, that's why it sometimes appear in reality. But when you do a ritual of black magic to or on some person that's not supposed to even be in your purview, then, well, there's a big gulf there. And that's why it doesn't happen. Okay? Enough about that, because then I'm going to raise a whole lot of different questions if I continue. So back to twin flames. And see, people still fall for this old trick, okay? And I'm going to tell you about the trick, because sometimes the stronger one, and when we talk about strength, when you see that lion and the strength card in tarot, I mean, usually it's a woman on there, right? People still cannot get the message. They don't get the message, okay? I'm talking about the original tarot. I'm not talking about any offshoots, and anybody can look at a picture card and say what first thing comes to their mind, because that's what channeling is about a subject. You know, you look at the card, you say the first thing that comes to your mind about the subject you're thinking on, okay? It's called divination. It works when you are truly connected, but when you're not, then you're lying. There's no other word for it. So, back to twin flames, okay? This, my dear, I'm just gonna say, this is God's power, right? Right here. All this is God's power. Let's say you have twin number one. Oh, Lord, my twins look really crazy, but come on, let's give her a dress because she's a female. twin number one, okay? Now remember, twin number one could have incarnated in Wisconsin. Twin number two could have incarnated in Missouri. Okay, so this is twin number two, which is going to be a male, right? This is how the connection works. At least I'm going to tell you facts from what I know, okay? This is the female, right? So it is the female who is connected to God. 10 toes, standing on it, connected to God. All levels of spirituality is connected to God, okay? It is this soul here that split in half and made this one. You know, and this one could be older. It doesn't matter. She could be younger. Because remember, there's no time in spirituality. So when this soul split, at the time of the split, so that's why when you see, let me do that. So that's why when you see that heart and it's like that, and then you see that right there, something like that, that's what that is. That's two different souls. Okay, you see that heart? That's a split right there. So this person split and made this person and gave this person life. Okay, let's call this one the male. Okay, remember, these two people don't have to be in the same city. Usually they are not in the same city. All right. So let's say that this one has been pulling from this one all his life. All his life he's been pulling from here. See, this one, she doesn't get sick. Why? Because she's truly connected. So every time he pulls from her all her life, every time he pulls from her for whatever reason, and she gets sick or something, she recuperates, regenerate. This here is why, because this, if we're going to call it, I hope y'all can see this. This is God's power. Okay? And God is somewhere up there. Okay? So, back to what I said. This person here has been pulling from this person for years, probably since they were born. Now, this person here doesn't know this person. Doesn't know this person at all. But this person here have dreams, visions of whatever this person is going through. I'm telling you how twin flames work now. Now remember, they don't live in the same city. They don't even know each other. But every now and then, this one would get sick from something, you know, but of course recuperate, you know. Every now and then, just crazy, weird stuff will be happening to this one, but this one here will recuperate because this one's been pulling from this one for years, and I don't think Dumbo knew that. See, so let's say this is the male and he go connect all his life, all he dealt with was karmics. Karmic men, and back here, karmic women. You see what I'm saying? Karmic men. Now they pulling from him. See what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with that? That's what I mean when I say they are connected. They are connected. Now, these are the twins right here. That is what you call twins. This person and this person are twins. See, these jumping on him And in order for him to recuperate, he got to pull from her. See? And when she gets sick, she just regenerates. Okay? Now, he's into karmic this and karmic that. Okay? First of all, allow me to be clear. Divine men cannot be male. I mean, bisexual or homosexual. Divine men are not homosexual. So, I don't know what he's gotten into with these folks here, but he's gotten into something. So, let's say years later, okay, God up here says, okay, enough is enough. It's time for her to be happy and healthy and regenerate. So she comes to where this person here is. Give me one moment. Okay, so this is what's been going all their lives. This one here finds out she was divine at age 7. That's unknown, you know, or even if they're divine at all. Don't understand how this connection came to be. It could have came because if he is homosexual, then this connection is due to some type of communication or some type of trickery or some type of misunderstood actions. So that means this one knew what he was doing when he was connecting to this one. But anyway, we'll get to that later on. But if this man here is homosexual, he is no divine male. So he made this connection artificially. It's not a legally spiritual connection. She keeps regenerating because they're not supposed to be together. Okay, that's what I was saying earlier when I said if you cast black hunt on somebody and nothing happens, then you're out of your purview. That means you have entered someone, or you are messing with someone that's not even under your umbrella, and that's not in your group, that's not in your clique, that doesn't think like you, doesn't eat, walk, act like you, none of that. And you had no business messing with this person, messing with this female. This male had no business messing with this female. All right? Now, hold on. Just bear with me. I'm not going to put y'all on hold. Let me just get this done. Let me take this off here. I should have just turned the page, but I like this little gadget. Let's see if we can clean this up. Okay, so y'all got that first picture right, okay? So, here we go. Let's start over again. Okay, here is the male. And here is the female. Okay. Here is the false connection that was made. This false connection here that was made. Some type of soul tie. Okay. See, soul ties are not twin flames. So we're going to use the soul tie example first. So if there's some type of soul tie to a person, let's say this is God. Let's just put him right out here. Okay, this person is connected to God. And this person here creates a soul tie to this person. Okay, so when this person here gets sick or starts to, let's just say she'll start to, I'm speaking facts. Okay? So when this person gets sick, because she is connected, the true connection to God, she regenerates. Okay? Now, this is just a soul tie. This is a tie, an artificial spiritual connection that was made by some karmic pretending to be your friend, pretending that they liked you, pretending that they cared for you, just to weasel in, using love spells to create this soul tie. Okay, right. Now, this person here is connected to other people. Who has probably done the same thing to him, okay? And then there's other people, and then there's other people, and then there's other people. And all these people here got a connection here, okay? This is what's happening. These people happy, okay? Because they live on the outer realms. Somehow they've gotten this person caught up. I don't know that's a fact for sure, but somehow he's caught up and he followed the instructions, tricked this person, and he created a false soul tie. Okay. All right. So here's what God did. This is what God does to false soul ties. See this right here? See, now you see that? Right here. Once this person turned and had a conversation with God and figured out what this person was doing, God automatically broke it. Because you got to remember, this soul here is a pure soul. It is an innocent, spiritual soul. Okay? And have no business connected to these people here. So, there is a great gulf. I mean, spirituality works slowly. You know, not as fast as I could draw this line on this paper. It works very slowly. And the gulf pushes out this way. All the way out that way. See, that line that I'm showing you, that great gulf pushes out that way. And it gets further and further and further from God in his connection. See? That's what has happened. Now, this is fact. This is not. Because if this was a true twin, when that big gulf moved, he would have moved too over here. He wouldn't have had a choice. See, he would have moved too. He wouldn't have had a choice. And then on top of that, if he was a true twin, he would not be creating false connections with someone innocent that would have never done that to him. Okay? Now, we're going to shut this down. So that's what's happening. And that's why all the confusion and all the towers and all the debt, and because it's over. It was over back in 2020, but I don't understand why it moves so slow. Well, I'm not going to know what's happening anyway because I don't get involved with karmics and I don't deal with karmics, okay? So that's a false soul tie, a false twin, a person who seeks people out to create false spiritual connections to them and try to pull their blessings, their soul's energy. That's nothing but a soul tie, and those are easily broken as long as you did not agree to it. Now, if you agree to it comprehensively, then that's where your life is. Okay, because when you got to the crossroads, and whatever that was, whether it be sexual, usually it's a sexual act, and you say, yeah, I'm down, yeah, and you knew that that was an unnatural act and you did it anyway, then that's the free will choice. That's the free will choice. Because if he had not chosen poorly, he wouldn't be in that situation. And as a result, he's not a twin. Okay, because twins don't even get into stuff like that. It's not a turn on for them. It's not something that they, I got to get that booty. Twin men does not think like that. Twin men are straight males, and they are even selective about the women they sleep with. Okay? Let me repeat that. They are selective about the women they sleep with. You find a man that'll sleep with a woman just to make a soul tie, that's a problem, and you're opening yourself up to everything else that you put out. It's going to show up in the form of sickness and disease. Nobody passed you anything. You did that to yourself. So that's a false twin, what I just showed you. A man or a woman who have sex with you to create a sexual soul tie to drain your energy is a false twin, because true twin flames and false twins are no twin. You are just two people who have the same philosophy, who believe in the same thing. That's it. Because twins are divine and there is no other. Okay? Now, real twins are like this. There's God in his infinite power. There's one person. And there's the twin. And let's say this twin is married or something. And this the male, right? Because divine men are not gay. So he had to be married to a woman. Okay, so this is the connection right here. Okay. This is the connection. Okay. And this is the other female twin, who is probably single. But they've got something better than being connected to another human. And that is right here. God, source, power. They are connected. There. Boom, boom. Okay? So, we're talking about true twins now, not fake twins. Now, this is a straight up male, and he's just married, you know. Like I said, two twins, one incarnated in Missouri and the other one incarnated in California. And come on, you got to have somebody. He can go through it all his life by himself, right? And she's her either. I'm just using him because I'm a woman and I like men. So he ain't going to go through his entire life, because these two may not meet until they're in their late 40s or 50s. So what are you going to do? Just stay single? No, that's not going to happen. Okay, so here we go. So these are real twin connections here. This is a real twin connection, and this is why it can't be broken, because it's a real twin connection. But it is this one, the female, who is truly connected to God. Okay? Who is true. And the power just feeds to that soul. It's the same soul in two different people. Okay? The power just comes through this one, filters through here, and goes to that one. Okay? The mental. Spirituality that's mental. It comes from God. It feeds from here. And they could do this back and forth all day long. This one, she can do it. Well, let's just stick with him, okay? He can send mental things to this one. He can send mental things and mental things out there. They both can. Okay? Anything, you know, mental that he wants. Okay, but let's say this is a karmic. and she wants to fight, bow, pow. She sees this one and it is very threatened by that one. See, this one here, this one that's connected to God is very respectful. They do not cross people boundaries. They do not snake people. They do not trick people. If this person here say, hey, don't call me, this person won't call you. If this person say, look, I don't want you around, this person just gonna leave. Simple as that. It ain't gonna be no black magic. It ain't gonna be no huffing and puffing. None of that. This person is just going to leave because that's his right. Okay? Okay, but don't think that this person is coming back once something like that happened. I'm just saying that out of respect of all people, if you say, hey, I don't want you around, or if you turn and marry this person, then you tell this person that, hey, that's your choice. You want her. And this person's just going to leave. You know, men who are real balanced do marry other women, but they are able to keep their friendships platonic. Okay? I'm just saying. Some do. Then some are still kind of little boyish. Okay? Now, if this woman here decides to use black magic and attack this woman, this one here, if he's a true divine masculine, that's not going to happen. That's going to be a no. Because he knows that they're connected. And if she attacked her, then she is attacking him. How can it not be? The same soul. So if she said, oh, I want her to be sick, oh, well, he going to get it first. Because he is the one connected to her, not her. She's sending that and don't even understand that she's sending it directly to her husband. See, that's why they going in circles. That's why nothing is happening to this one, but everything's happening to them. Okay? Now again, if he does not show up as he should, this one gonna talk to Father God, and this is what's gonna happen. Okay, I'm just saying. There's going to be a big gulf. Let me dry this off. I like this little thing. This one going to talk to God. And again, it's going to be a big gulf. And every day it's moving. Boom. 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 Moving away. Pushing these people farther and farther and further and further and farther and farther away from this right here. So, since these people have chosen something else, because of the disconnection here, there is no manifestation power. Okay? There is no manifestation power in an artificial connection either once it's been severed. See, because what you don't understand is that all that power is over here now. Nothing is over here. So that's what I meant when I said twin frames are connected. So you have to believe that Satan tries to do the same thing God does. Okay? So God creates true twin flame connections, and Satan create false twin flame connections. When you're dealing with a person who have made a connection to you that is false, and it is used to drain you, hold you back, steal from you, that is a false connection. Now I'm stop calling those twin flame connections, because that's not a twin flame. Twin flames are only divine. That is a satanic connection, a soul tie, and they are easily broken, especially if you did not comprehensively agree to it. So that is what I meant by that when I said that. Another way you know if a man is designed is because a man on no level is going to allow male or female to attack a woman unbeknownst to to her. They ain't going to do that. A straight up masculine male is not going to do that. Only puff boys does that, who wish they could be women and is probably jealous of this one. But I don't have anything to do with that. You need to take that up with God as to why you were born a male and not a female. You need to take that up with yourself as to why you submitted to a filthy, demonic spirit, and now you're trying to project it over here. No, baby, that don't work. See, because all that right there is gone. There's no connection to me from none of y'all. And I'm using me as an example. There is no connection. As far as I'm concerned, this is where y'all are at. Right here. See right here? And this is real. Seriously. You're no longer in my world. When I do a 360 and see who's around me, all I got is God. Okay? Because that is all I need. So I hope that helped. And if not, send me another email with your questions and I'll fix it. Thank you.